We often dismiss the past, believing its lessons are too distant to matter. But ancient trade routes, like the legendary Silk Road, offer profound insights into human connection, resilience, and the quiet power of shared ideas. Lessons more relevant than ever in our hyper-connected, yet often isolated world. For nearly 2 millennia, from the Han Dynasty in the 2nd century BCE to the decline of the Mongol Empire in the 14th century CE, this vast network wasn't just about silk or spices. It was a crucible where civilizations met, clashed, and most importantly, exchanged far more than mere commodities. Think of it, thousands of miles, treacherous deserts, towering mountain passes, all traversed by merchants, monks, and explorers. Their primary goal, yes, was profit. But the very act of journeying forced an openness, a vulnerability to the unknown that fostered something deeper. Consider the spread of Buddhism. Originating in India, its teachings traveled along these very routes, carried by ascetic monks who shared their philosophy with anyone willing to listen. It wasn't enforced by armies, but embraced through persuasion, through the power of an idea that resonated. Imagine a traveler from Chang'an, a bustling metropolis, encountering a Roman merchant in Samarkand. Their languages, customs, and even their gods would be alien. Yet, the necessity of trade, the shared human experience of journeying created bridges. They learned to understand, if not fully embrace, each other's worlds. This wasn't a pristine exchange. Conflict was inevitable. Raids, territorial disputes, and the spread of diseases like the Black Death were grim realities. But even in suffering, the routes forced a kind of shared destiny, a realization that distant actions had immediate, tangible consequences. From a Stoic perspective, the Silk Road offers a potent metaphor for our own lives. We often navigate our personal journeys fixated on a singular goal: career success, financial stability. But the true richness often lies in the unexpected encounters, the ideas we absorb, and the resilience we cultivate along the way. Take paper, for instance. Invented in China, its secret was fiercely guarded for centuries. But in the 8th century, after the Battle of Talas, Chinese papermakers were captured by the Abbasid Caliphate. This loss for China became a global gain, as paper production spread westward, fueling intellectual revolutions. Think of the profound impact of this single invention. Without paper, the widespread dissemination of knowledge, philosophy, science, literature, would have been severely hampered. It's a powerful reminder that even our perceived setbacks can be catalysts for unprecedented growth, for ourselves and for others. This pattern repeats. Gunpowder, the compass, printing techniques, all originating in China, all reaching the West via the Silk Road, fundamentally reshaping societies. These weren't just products, they were paradigm shifts, altering the very fabric of how people lived, fought, and explored. The Stoics teach us about amor fati, a love of fate, an acceptance of what is. The Silk Road story embodies this. It wasn't planned as a single entity, but emerged organically, a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless drive to connect, even across vast, imposing distances. Consider the resilience required. Merchants faced bandits, extreme weather, and the constant threat of disease. Yet they persevered. Each journey was a test of character, a stripping away of comfort, forcing them to confront their own limits and adapt. A microcosm of life itself. They operated in a world without instant communication, where information traveled at the pace of a camel. Misunderstandings were common. Trust had to be built face to face, often with individuals who spoke entirely different tongues. It demanded patience, observation, and a willingness to truly listen. This challenges our modern impatience. We expect immediate results, instant gratification. The Silk Road reminds us that true progress, the kind that reshapes civilizations, often requires slow, deliberate effort, an unshakable belief in the long game, and the wisdom to adapt to changing circumstances. The idea of universal human dignity, a cornerstone of Stoic thought, also found fertile ground on these routes. Despite vast cultural differences, the shared pursuit of livelihood, the common dangers, and the simple act of trade created a sense of shared humanity that transcended borders. The spread of religious art is another example. Buddhist iconography, for instance, blended with Hellenistic styles in Gandhara, creating unique syncretic forms. Ideas weren't just passed along, they were transformed, enriched by each new cultural encounter. Even the concept of a global economy isn't new. The Silk Road was its ancient precursor, demonstrating how interconnected regions could be and how the prosperity of one often depended on the stability and exchange with another. A delicate balance, then as now. It teaches us that isolation is a mirage. Even if we choose to seal ourselves off, the currents of the world will inevitably reach us, bringing both challenges and opportunities. Our wisdom lies in anticipating these currents, understanding their flow, and preparing our own vessels. The rise and fall of empires along the Silk Road also holds a lesson. Empires like the Parthians, the Sassanids, the Mongols, they all sought to control these routes, to harness their power. But the routes themselves, the flow of goods and ideas, often outlasted any single empire. This speaks to the enduring nature of human connection and the irresistible force of shared knowledge. Empires may dictate boundaries, but ideas, once unleashed, find their own paths, quietly reshaping the world from within, transcending borders, and challenging established norms. So, as we navigate our own complex modern world, with its digital highways and instant information, let us remember the dusty trails of the Silk Road. Its legacy isn't just about ancient history. It's a testament to the enduring power of human connection, the resilience of the human spirit, and the transformative potential of shared ideas. It reminds us that our greatest strength often lies not in what we hoard, but in what we share, not in what we control, but in what we allow to flow freely. And that true wisdom emerges from embracing the journey, with all its challenges and its unexpected gifts. To explore how ancient Stoic practices can ground you in today's world, watch our video on Marcus Aurelius's daily rituals.